Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right. Good evening, family. How yous going? We're nearly there, man. One more day. And we've made it through another year, guys. We thought, back in 2020, 21 that, we'll get over this in a minute. We're going to win this. It's around the corner. And, we got duped at every stride, didn't we, guys, along the way? Every time we got told a date, every time we got told this, that, only once did I ever think about a date, or said something about a date, and never again did I. Because obviously we know this is event-driven. And the event is that the people come together and actually get this thing done, guys. And again, I'm going to say it tomorrow night, but I'm going to say it again tonight. Thank you, everybody who has been involved with anything to do with promotion, sharing, getting the word out. Forest of the Fallen, Bill Your Battalion, Cafe Locked Out. I can go through the whole list, guys, all right? It doesn't matter. Okay, but what we got to do in 2025 is we all got to come together, all right, because it is time. There's some good stuff going on in the background. We're hearing some good things happening in there, and we'll be able to talk about that a little bit tomorrow night. And, tell you a few things that we sort of get told, guys, here about what's going on for the new year. But, again, it is going to be really, really rough over the next, month period or so. Okay, we know that. Yeah, bird flu round 2, exactly right. Got drones everywhere. Now, funny, we were just talking in the studio before we come on, me, Mel and Cazz, and we haven't had any chemtrails, guys, and we haven't got any drones up at the moment. Is that because these guys they're that stingy that even though they're out to kill us, they've probably done a good enough job at the moment that they can actually not have to pay the Christmas break holiday pay? I don't know. I wonder. Because I tell you, we've got nothing here. We've had no chemtrails. We had one drone doing something the other day we saw from the Forest of the Fallen. That was interesting, actually, guys. It looked like a drone, and it sprayed something that just disappeared, like, really quick. Really quick. Me and Milan were watching it. And, so don't know what that was. But, everything's quieting down a little bit. Well, it's always quiet before something goes off, isn't it? Anyway, let's have a look at what's going off around the place. Give us a look. Okay, Pfizer faces, again, Pfizer. I don't know how anyone can do anything to do with Pfizer. This time it's possible class action, which, I'd say will be contraceptive Depo-Provera linked to brain tumors. So any of you ladies out there, hopefully you're not using Pfizer as your contraceptive. I suggest you go back to the way your grandma used to do it and your grandpa, and you just pull out. What have I done? And you just pull out, sorry, but do not trust anything the government is giving you that they're going to tell you is going to help you guys, because it ain't. New bird flu mutation discovered in the United States. Well, wouldn't you know it? Okay, we all know about that, guys. We're, not going to have anything to do. Health risks associated with flame retardants. Now, they're talking about here, guys, the flame retardants that we've got none left here because we've turfed them out, but they're in your black cooking utensils. Okay, and just be very, very careful, all right? Get back to the old stainless steel utensils and stuff, all right? Not these supposed non-stick black things. They are deadly, guys, all right? Like everything else. But anyway, we're working them all out now. We know. Now, any of you guys out there with nice cars, you hoons, people like me that like to drive V8s or whatever, Australia's new vehicle emission laws are just around the corner, and I can guarantee you that these laws are going to make it very difficult to drive anything but an electric car. Yet if we produce cars with on petrol, like old Stanley Myers, on water, like old Stanley Myers, we'd have actually nil emissions. So again, if we just all had a little Tesla tower, spat up in the air, 30, 40 meters, we'd be powering our own houses, guys. But this is where we are, and it's all going to come to. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's all coming to fruition, man. There's so much knowledge out there now about free energy and stuff. Now, in 2024, right, this is one chain collapsed, okay, and it cost, all right, 170,000. All right, Home Base, Ted Baker, The Body Shop, and Carpet Right, and Lloyd's Pharmacy. 170,000 retail workers. So the cabal's well on to doing what they want to do, guys. So, they don't miss out on much. All right, I think that's about it for the absolute stupid stuff we had up there. Me and Mel have had a pretty big day, actually. All right, Cazza, where are you, darling? You're not coming.
Going?
You're still on your week off, are you? You refuse to come in.
I am having a few issues here, I got to admit, and it's actually me. There's no user error. It's actually me. I'm just not on my game. But anyway, look, we got heaps of news, and look, these are our people, guys, and they start them young. And what does the Bible say? Train up a child in the way they shall go, and when they are older, they shall not depart from it.
Governor, with official cause I am here. My name is Charlie, and I have lost governance with the government. I instruct you to dissolve Parliament and issue the writs for fresh elections for every council and state parliament immediately. I instruct you to coordinate with the government general, Samantha Weston. I wrote all the documents. Senator Hasselton produced to all royal commissions released to the people unredacted immediately. We will be here every day until you do as instructed.
Well done, Charlie.
Well done, Charlie. Doing it for the kids.
Go guys, that's Monday at Maggie's, that's at the Governor General. So guys, if you can get on there, especially during these school holidays, do, and I'm going to try and get up there sometime really soon, actually.
Yep, and get out, guys, if you can. You've got the ability to. There is the amount of people that is around at the moment, you know what I mean? Get out, get a Forest of the Fallen going, if that's what you do. Do a couple of extras, guys. All right, because the people are out there. We've had great reception, from the people. Yeah, they want to know. They're very interested now.
They do want to. And, of course, here's Renegade Rosie, and she's always on the job.
Girl Annika at Manly. Annika was mandated to take the Pfizer vaccine. She was 17, working here locally in Manly, mandated to take it. After the first injection, she had heart and liver issues. She's now been diagnosed with pericarditis. The doctors have admitted verbally that it was from the vaccine, but they won't write it down. So this beautiful young girl has this terribly painful condition, and she's very bravely said that she doesn't mind me sharing her story. Thank you so much, Annika, for coming and seeing us. You're very brave.
That's great. Rosie is doing an absolute remarkable job out there, man. Serving the chemists, doing this every weekend, you know, and the results.
Yeah.
Look at the film clips she's getting, the trust she's got, people have got in her. Unbelievable, man.
Oh, she's just amazing. And look, Rocco, who I'm not sure if Rocco's been on, but we played his stuff. But anyway, he has been hosting these freedom barbecues. Guys, this is how many people you can actually get along.
Hello, guys. We're here at the Freedom Gathering, December 2024, Horston Park, Ewan Park. I pushed the wrong button. G'day, mate. Oh, I love that, John.
What a great turnout for over Christmas.
What a great place
done,
to be,
Rocco.
man. Some guy just doing rhythm guitar in the background. I got to get back on the guitar, I think. That's his choice. But yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. All right. This is what they don't like. The energy that we contain, all right, and the love for each other we contain. And they're spewing about it, guys. So just keep it up. I explained to another girl today, actually, just this morning, like, yeah, and someone come past that we know, you know, and she come to give me a hug, and I went to the left-hand side, and she just looked at me really crazy, you know, and I said, I'm going to tell you why. And when I told her, she just went, I'm on it. I'm on it. That's unreal. You know, so again, guys, we make a difference. You know, we have that aura. We all have it. It's an aura. It's a personality that we've got. You know, just keep carrying it. It's what these people hate, and it's what works.
We have life. We have life.
Yeah.
Look, one of the stories now. This is from Rad, handle Rad. But it's I went and read about it. It's really interesting. So the prices of the passports. So a couple of years ago, they were only $100. Okay, now they are up to $412, and they're going to be increasing again every year. And they're just basically saying, oh, it's just to keep up with, you know, the CPI. But I think there is something more sinister in it. And because people had posted photos of their newly issued passports, and after one trip, they got all wrinkly and they were starting to bend back. So it's, I think, this is what I think is going on, okay? So what I think is going on is basically this little story over here. And actually, where did I put it? This is what I think they're aiming at.
Right, mate.
Right, mate. Can I get a pint of lager, please?
Yeah, of course. Can I just see some ID?
Yeah, no worries. I've got this somewhere here.
Hi, can I have a pint of Christmas cracker, please?
Certainly.
I know it's a surprise for everyone, but I don't get asked for my ID anymore. But for loads of young people, they get asked all the time when they want to buy a drink. So we're changing the law so that next Christmas, young people will have their ID on their phone, so they won't have all of the hassle of needing to get ID or leaving their ID at home or their paper ID getting lost or damaged. There's already 50 digital apps like this one. But what it means is that bar staff can scan to prove somebody's identity, and it doesn't give away any personal information. So it means that giving your ID is safer than it's ever been before. Changes like these are going to create economic growth for our country, which is key to our plan for change.
Huh.
Can't wait for the Australian ads. I think that they'll just be awesome. They're already actually doing it. If you go to get onto, they even though it's not compulsory, the first thing that they ask you is they try to set you up as a digital ID.
Yep. Everything. We've had the word in, Caz, about all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Commonwealth Bank, the ATO, everyone, they're just slipping you in, guys, until you put pressure on them. All right. Once you put the pressure on them, they fail. All right. And that's just the way it is.
That's right. They fold.
Every time
every time we stand up, we win. But I have a question for you, Dave. Now, the question I'm seriously asking you, because you've been in construction, so you've got a major Australian builder has collapsed. BPG is currently developing out like 1,300 homes. One of Australia's biggest home builder collapses and stops work immediately with 1,700 homes unfinished, worth a staggering $1.5 billion, now hangs in the balance. So I have that question, but when you compare it to the amount of immigration that is coming in and the demand for houses, how is this possible? Like, seriously.
It's not possible. And if you watch Scotty, who we had on here, the Liberal guy, if you watch him on TikTok, you'll see he keeps right up on all this stuff on what's going on, actually. Got some really good stuff out there. But, yeah, guys, they are just demising the industry. They're pushing it from all sides. It's because we've done such a great job, guys. You know, they're moving forward at such a fast pace. So now they're pushing from all different angles into the business industry, you know, to restrict. Okay, they're same with your car emissions. They're going to force you into electric cars now, you know, because your car won't pass this certain test. All right. Same with us yachties. All right. They're already starting to clamp down on people and say that, oh, you've got to have, this inspection on your boat, but now you can't pass with the new laws and this, that, and the other. You know, so they're trying to and then if you can't do that and you can't get your insurance and you can't, get your survey and your insurance, then you're not allowed to go on more book into harbours or, this is what they're doing, guys. They're very smart about how they do it. You know, they just keep chipping away, and they're just taking all sorts of people out of a scenario at once. And they're doing a damn good job of it. They really are. You know, it's up to us to just say no more, you know. So, I don't know what's going to do. But if I go to Fiji, I don't think I'm going to be booking in to get a passport first, guys. I don't know. But, what do? Do I just get on the boat and sail to Fiji? I mean, I know my way there. I got the charts. I got a GPS tracker. And I got a radar. So,
what do all the countries do that don't? What do all the countries do that don't have passports?
Okay, I sailed to the Philippines and further, in 91. So what we done there was we had to have our passports on us, and it cost you money back then in 1991 to actually stop in a country. So New Guinea, guys, was going to cost $1,200 US for 4 of us to touch base on the land. Okay, and we had a boat. All we wanted to do was put our feet on the land. That's what it was going to cost in visa payments. All right, so what we done was use that one there because we only had to stop so many places there and over in Palau and Micronesia, to pick up fuel and water and stuff. So we planned it that we go in and we'd use this certain one at New Guinea because it was the dearest as a port of refuge. So we had someone sick and we sent her to the doctors and we got away with being in Madang Harbour for a couple of days, or one day actually, a Friday, and then out to Sierra Island where we spent X amount of time. But then when we got up into Micronesia and that, you just pull up at an island. No one wanted to know about a friggin' a passport. It was just, come on, give me your money and I'll sell you my fuel and I'll get the boys to lug the water back to the boat 1/2 mile and fill up your tanks, They didn't care about a passport, and that's how the world should be. But
I
anyway,
agree.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this is really interesting. This is Jordan Knight. He runs the immigration thing. Now, he's had a look at the Australian-Indian Migration and Mobility Partnership Agreement, and I don't know what we are getting out of this. Honestly, it must be money or something like that, because it's 5-year student visas with no caps on the numbers of Indians that can study in Australia. You can apply for a work without visa sponsorship for up to 8 years. You can also, they can apply for a permanent skilled visa, and spouses will have unlimited work rights, 3-month visitor visas, no caps on numbers, and not only that, Australia must also recognise Indian vocational and university degrees, being comparable.
Well, I've got Colonel Towner coming on the show tomorrow night, guys, from Project Gladio, and we may even get her to inform you just why the Indians are coming here, guys, because it does go back, right? The British, all right, had control in the early days, as we all know, through what? The East India Company. Exactly. So India is still in the big card playing with the UK. All right. And this is why we are copping so many Indians, mate. You know, it's all in design, guys, all in design. So, you know, we were told years ago, Caz, I think 3 years ago, I got told that it would be the Indians, and it was a bit on the alliance side, but it would be the Indians that would come in and help bring natural medicines, you know what I mean? Now, I don't really think that's happening, you know what I mean? But that was one of the theories back then. What we're seeing is an absolute influx of, Indian people into our country. And we all know what it's about, guys. It's to put us on the street, them into housing, us get the shits and get cranky, then we go and have a go, and then they get civil unrest, and that's what they want. That's exactly what they want.
All right, we're at 20 past, so now it's time for Friends of the Show. This week's Friends of the Show is the Freedom Fighters Australia.
Now it's time for Friends of the Show.
This week's Friends of the Show is the Freedom Fighters Australia. Freedom Fighters' mission is to spread truth, empower individuals, and stand firm in faith. With an awesome range of sunglasses, caps, and custom-made surfboards, you can find them at freedomfightersaustralia.myshopify.com.
I've already talked to him about picking up a new board when we go up the coast.
I said I wanted a towel. I want a beach towel in that print because they're amazing prints. One of the things that Dave and I were talking about just prior to this is the election, and Joel Jamal has come out and he has his take on it. It's pretty interesting.
Where's my money, Joel?
And it appears to me that the next election is going to be another Labor win. It appears to me that Albo is going to win a minority government. And why am I so confident? Well, I'm looking at what these people are doing in these think tanks on the right. I'm looking at what's going on with the Liberal Party. I'm looking at exactly what's going on with the seats that they're targeting. They're not targeting the right seats.
Right.
Now, if we could just bring this map up, the reason why I'm trying to get these maps out to as many people as possible, anyone that'll listen, is these particular maps show you exactly the right seats to go after. Again, if you want one of these maps, you can email me at joel@thearcpodcast.com.
How much does that cost?
These maps are critical because what they show you is the last election results, but also the referendum results overlaid with it. Why the referendum results? The referendum results show you, it's basically was our MAGA vote. If you voted against the voice, if you voted no, if you were part of that 60 to 70% that didn't like what Albo was buying, was selling you, then you're more likely to believe in freedom of speech, conservative values for your kids. You're against the LGBT agenda. You were probably against the jab. You're against the lockdowns. There's a very high predictability with that. Now, you would think that a lot of these think tanks on the right, you would think that the Liberal Party would therefore be targeting the seats that voted the highest sort of no areas. They're not. They're actually targeting 60% yes voting areas.
That's actually very clever.
Yeah. But the problem is that, yours and my money's paying for that new studio he's sitting in, Caz, and that's not right. He should have refunded us. So I'm never going to let up on him. Not till he pays me back the money he owes us for the tickets.
We've got a receipt, haven't we? Can't we just put a yes?
He's not doing nothing. We've gone every way he's asked us to go. 3 different ways. Mel's done the right thing. So we've done the right thing, Charles. This is the type of people we are, Joel. We still put you on the show, you fuck knuckle. You know what I mean? Even though you ripped us off for money. Anyway, carry on.
All right. We've got this is a really interesting, we've done a little bit of the fire ants, but this lady, she understands it really well.
Pretty much all the scientific information from Dr. Connie Turney, who
has just basically told you, yeah, this whole program is one massive unscientific experiment. This is probably the second largest experiment in this country after COVID, but they have no idea that these chemicals are going to work. It just keeps going and going, and the ants just get worse and worse. So I'm actually here just because I want to shed light on this matter. I'm just a mum of 2 kids in Sanford Valley. You know, I'm waking up one morning and there's these choppers just flying around our valley, dumping these chemicals into all our creeks and waterways. It was only because a couple of locals and myself went up to these waterways and we found these corn grits everywhere. It was in the water, it was on the rocks. So we took samples and sent them off for independent testing. We spent $4,000 so far on those water tests. And shortly after that, I contacted Save the Bees and I said, "You got to help us. Something bad is going on here. This doesn't seem right." And then I found out that this program is planning on coming into our properties without our consent to chuck these chemicals all over my garden where I grow organic veggies. And I just said, this isn't happening to me. No way. So Save the Bees and I set up the campaign, Stop the Toxic Fire Ant Program. And we're advocating now for everyone that's against this toxic program.
They had no notification. Can you believe that?
Yeah. No, listen, they turned up at Carl's, where Carl is, up there, okay, up in Sunshine Coast. And they just turned up, man, and they just wanted to spray, and they're going, no, it's not happening, Anyway, there was a bit of a hustle on. I think they've won at the moment, but they haven't won. You know why? Because as it's been exposed, guys, the employees of the government have been laying out fire ants and then going in with the chemicals needed after they've laid the fire ants in there. There was no fire ants. Why? We heard off one of them because it was done because they wanted to keep their job. Now, that's a theory, okay, but we do know the facts are right, that they were putting the fire ants in there, okay, so they could then go in and douse with the chemicals. Guys, this is wrecking the micro, macro of your, and I'm getting told by it from people out there. There's things that they're just not there, guys. Right? In certain parts of our environment, we're just missing stuff. It's not there. And that is not good. That is a very, very bad sign, marsupial-wise, etc. So, yeah, they're doing a good job, guys. We need to get this shit done.
Yeah, we do. Look, I have to actually, we have to have a look at this. Now, we've often talked about how Australia's registered with the SEC, but now I have to thank Australia One for this because they've actually got the papers, or they've published the actual documents and the outlining of it. Now, what they do say here, actually, we'll play Assange first, and then we'll look at the solution that they've got.
Is part of the United States. It is part of this English-speaking Christian empire, the centre of gravity, which is the United States, the second centre of which is the United Kingdom. And Australia is a suburb in that arrangement. And therefore we shouldn't go, oh, it's completely hopeless, it's completely lost. Australian sovereignty, we're never going to get that back. We can't control the basic big regulatory structure, which we're involved in terms of strategic alliances, mass surveillance and so on. No, we just have to understand that our capital is Washington. The capital of Australia is DC. That's the reality. So when you're engaging campaigns, just engage directly with DC, because that's where the decisions are made. And that's what I do, and that's what WikiLeaks does. We engage directly with DC, we engage directly with Washington, and that's what Australians should do. We have this electronic globalization. You can read all their newspapers, you can write letters to them, you can engage directly with all these institutions. Just do that, because that's where the decisions are made. They're not made in Australia.
Now, one of the solutions that's posted here is basically if they're employees of a corporation, can they be sued severely and personally for their impersonated positions and decisions? I wonder.
Well, we can try it out. We can try it out. And I'm getting excited, guys, because, yeah, it's getting mid-January. We've got a job to do, all right? And you're all going to love it, okay? It is going to be brilliant.
Very good. All right, look, let's have a look at the world or the news around the world. Actually, we're
hang
at
on.
7:30.
I know Christmas beetles. We don't get them every year, guys. We do. They did go away for a while. Now, I'm not saying that's not the fault of the deep state, Elizabeth, but yeah, we haven't had any this year, but we haven't seemed to have had them around in Wollongong anyway, Mel, for a few years, have we? The cicadas are back.
Yes.
The cicadas on the back road will deafen you guys. You have to screw your radio up to 8 or 9, you know what I mean, as you drive past them to be able to hear your radio. Like, it is crazy.
We haven't had beetles for years.
But not the beetles, yeah.
But we've been on the water too.
Yeah, plus we've been on the water, so yeah. Anyway.
All right, we're at 7:30. Let's see what's on this week.
In New South Wales, we have the following events. In Sydney, every Monday, join the growing numbers for Monday at Maggie's. Gather together to end the tyranny by showing loss of confidence in the government. Monday at Maggie's from 11 a.m, Macquarie Street, Sydney. There will be a Forest of the Fallen at Wollongong Harbour this Sunday at 12 p.m. And in Victoria, we have the following events. In Melbourne, gather at the Governor's every Saturday to end the tyranny. 10 a.m. every Saturday at the Governor Gates. Stop the Rot Sack the Lot will be hosting the annual New Year's Eve Live 2025 on the 31st of December 2024. It goes from 7 p.m. till midnight, so come along and join us. There are plenty of interviews and plenty of familiar faces. Mark your calendars for a freedom rally to be held at Parliament House Lawn, Canberra on Saturday the 8th of February 2025 at 10 a.m. This is to rally against the misinformation bill, digital ID, the war on farming, the WHO, vaccine mandates, CBDC, reckless renewables and the increasing cost of living. In Canberra, every day for over 1,000 days, the freedom fighters have been protesting at the Governor-General's. To join in, meet at the National Rock Garden at 10 a.m. to expose the 28 or tune in on YouTube at #ExposeThe28. Our Voice, Our Australia will be holding an Australia Day parade on the 26th of January 2025, so save the date. And Jodie Lowe from 241 last year will be hosting a Real Farmer Day. Say no to Big Harmer on February 15th. Make the biggest exit the WHO sign that you can. A daily prayer space is held on X at 3 p.m. So whatever you're facing, come along and we can lift you up in prayer. Every day, 3 p.m. on X, Melissa 14623
So I get tagged a little bit by Anthony Scalise on Twitter. He sends me stuff all the time to like actually repost out there, which I do for him. But I like one of his theories, actually. He's gone, right, guys, how about it's not Australia Day, but we take Australia Month and we start celebrating from the 1st of January right through to the end of January. Like, they can have their Pride Month. We can have our Australia Day month. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. Yeah, we ought to get the flags out. As from Wednesday, guys, get the flags out, you know, get running. Yeah, we've got them up here. And we're in prominent position now, guys. I won't tell you where we are, but we've moved a little bit. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think we need to start taking stuff back. So if we were all driving around, bipping our horns, you know, with Australian flags for the whole month, big lead up to it. You know, this is what we got to do, guys. We're to take back what these people have taken. All right, and it's up to us. We can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's happening around the world? Okay, so the AfD, which is kind of like a MAGA party in Germany, they have released this ad of Aryan Germans basically deporting immigrants.
Ich hab dieses Gefühl, das wird hier heute ein Riesending. Das ist die Abschiebeparty, ja, das sagt mir mein Instinkt. Heute fliegen alle nach Haus, es hat sich hier keiner benommen. Wir sind voll am Feiern, sie werden...
So that's their ad. That's like ad campaign. So it's very interesting. Now, also around it, remember the Q post where it says that they will not be able to walk down the streets. This is Trudeau in Canada.
Fucking scumbag! You're garbage! You're garbage!
He's a very popular man.
He is
now,
a very
on
popular
Canada,
man.
Well, it's really what is interesting about Canada, and we have to thank. This is by Channel 17, and the boys over there with Mike King. Mike King has actually discovered this with regards to Canada.
Something else I just discovered today or yesterday. Initially after the colonies gained their independence from Britain, America functioned for a decade or so under the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union prior to then later on it was determined that wasn't strong enough. We needed something stronger to bind the states together, and then came the U.S. Constitution. But so you could call that the original Constitution, the Articles of Confederation. I think it's Article 11. Isn't this interesting? Canada, acceding to this confederation and joining in the measures of the United States, shall be admitted into and entitled to all of the advantages of this union. But no other colony shall be admitted into the same unless such admission be agreed to by 9 states. So at that time, pretty much from the
Very interesting, isn't it?
We're learning a lot of interesting stuff, Cazz.
We are learning a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. We have them where we want them because they cannot explain the things. They can only buffle their way through. They can't. Yeah, we've got them on jurisdiction. We have dead set hands down got it. They just don't want to recognise it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's why they won't publish it, and that's why we can't publish it because then they come after us. But yeah, we've had people winning on jurisdiction, haven't we?
Yep, we sure have.
Yeah, that's it. Now, look, one of the things that's really interesting is Gene Ho has been hinting. He's been putting out a lot of really cryptic stuff lately, and one of them was this map. Now, he put it out last week, and he's basically been hinting, saying you need to actually do it. One of the things that's come out though, he actually, because he's starting to call out a lot of the fake anons. And what I didn't know was he actually hired a lot of anons when he got George up and going. So you've got a whole heap of the original anons that were working on the QD codes that are putting together George magazine. So anyway, so this, well, I found it really quite fascinating, actually. So it goes, today American President Jimmy Carter dies at age 100. The map has a 100 at the site of Jimmy Carter Presidential Library in Georgia. Fourth coincidence in as many days. How many more coincidences do you need? More coming, by the way. After 100 is the Hebrew letter Ayin. Have fun on the research on that and reconcile with 3 days coincidence.
There you go.
So, yep. Yeah, there is plenty out there. Now, Dave, this one's for you because you know that I know that you love these. Oh, actually, no, I wanted this. We have to bring this one in first. Okay, what do you think might be going on here, Dave? So he's caught driving a stolen car with a rattlesnake, uranium, whiskey, and a firearm.
Definite tryout as a CAI employee. I reckon he's just trying to look good for his interview. What do you reckon? Yeah, I'd be looking for a body somewhere back behind him. Seriously. Hey, what do you know about the 3 plane crashes? I haven't had time to look into things, Cazz. That was really funny.
I haven't had time to look into it either, but not much anyway. But the judges for a long time have been warning people, stay off planes, stay off planes, stay off planes. Now, the Zetas, they put a lot of interesting articles together, and they have been also saying for a long time, stay off planes because the Earth's magnetosphere is changing, and that's going to start interfering with a lot of the electricals and things like that within the planes themselves. So I just found it fascinating.
Oh, fascinating. And 3 planes come down in one day, or in a couple of days. I think it's... Yeah.
Well, there is a cute conspiracy. Trader Girl, do you know her? Trader Girl, she put, I think it was her anyway, that put together an article the other day. And she was talking about, she's been also talking about there are going to be plane crashes. There are going to be plane crashes. She thinks it's going to be false with the plane because they're all Boeings, aren't they? And they're going to be, all the planes are going to be grounded because of the electric magnetosphere or whatever it is, and that's when they're going to be using them to get rid of the bad guys. So I don't know, but it is interesting. But I have to have a little bit more look at it. Anyway, but I've got one for you, Dave, because I know how much you like talking about this stuff, and it's very important.
World continues. Denmark has just become the first country on the planet to force farmers to pay a flatulence tax or a tax on farting. Because cows, sheep, pigs produce a greenhouse gas called methane or CH4, which contributes to climate change, the government in a green tripartite agreement are making the farmers pay 300 kroner or $42 per ton of methane released to reach their environment goals. As for the price of food, it'll probably skyrocket. New Zealand was also considering implementing the law. Join me on X for more updates.
We picked this years ago, guys. We picked it well ahead of the curve, telling you that the farts were going to come into it, and here we are. Well, and on that, because you reminded me now, I got a guy over here from the Netherlands, Alex, big throw out to you, mate. Yeah, and another person come back past actually today. Alex told me I was over the slip yard here getting some stuff done, guys. But, yeah, there's someone from Wales stopped in to say g'day. But, yeah, it's good, guys. There's a lot of people touring around and a lot of people seeing our show and, dropping in to say g'day. And that's international. That's unreal, So, yeah, big shout out to you, Alex. Thanks, man.
That's awesome. Look, this is a really important story because this is actually 1 million Muslims in Iran have converted to Christianity. So the mosques are emptying and basically the Quran is being rejected. And they're actually, now for those of you that don't know, so Iran's not Arab, okay? It's actually Persian. And historically, they were Zoroastrian or they were Nestorian Christians, which was basically the Assyrians. In fact, some of the first churches in the world we founded in Iran, and also just Christianity. Anyway, they got overtaken. It was death by sword, so they all converted to Islam. But now they're actually and a lot of people don't realize that they're actually a lot of them were actually Christians before, so they're actually going back to their roots, which is it's pretty amazing. It's actually really, really amazing. And that was another CIA admitted now evolution. Yep. The Ayatollah, and then they basically the Ayatollah jumped them. So just so much damage that the deep state have done.
They've created everything, Caz. Yeah, like they created all the religions for us. You know what I mean? To keep us against each other, guys. It's unbelievable what they've done.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, so we're being taken out by a lady who has actually lost her recording contract. So it's EMA or IMA, I think it's pronounced, and it's called Carmageddon. And it's a very interesting story because she chose to walk away from her record label and now she's fully independent. So I think that we should listen to her because we like fully independent.
Okay. Well, a few things have come true, guys. We picked them. All right. We're going to say it again. We picked the cow farts. We told you they'd be on about the methane, right? It was a big problem. Well, we know, all right, that they're going to start charging you for air soon. We also come out with that one a while ago, and then sure enough, here they go. We've seen little articles. This is what they do. They drop stuff out. They go, yeah, well, you're breathing too much air. So I do believe that soon, guys, that as you get your house into a technology state, which is what they want, which is what the normies are going to do out there, have things everywhere. Actually, on this, before I go there, those Segway boards that you ride, guys, that you put your feet on, and they got them at the rugby and that with the cameraman, and they're up and down the field. Some little girls come past the other day on the wharf, and she stopped, and the GPS in this thing actually told her that it was only another 50 yards to the Yachty's kiosk. Their connectivity has into these things, you know what I mean? But I tell you, soon, guys, with all this connectivity going into people's houses, they will be telling you when you have farted, and they will be taxing you on the farts that you are dropping. There you go. Guru's going to go out on a leg again. That will come into the new era that you shouldn't be farting. It's not good for the environment. and you'll have to put in a methane farting cleansing thing in your house, and that'll cost you $4,000, and you'll have to keep that compliant. This is where they're going. Mark my words. Anyway, hope you all had a great weekend, guys. We've done a Forest of the Fallen. We've got to do some more. We've all got to do more. But, yeah, see you tomorrow night. We got a lot of people coming on tomorrow night for the show, guys, all right? We got a 5-hour special for New Year's Eve. So anyone who's out there that's got no one for New Year's Eve and not doing much because you don't drink and you don't do this and you don't do that like most of us don't,
Come join your family.
come and join your family, guys. This is where we'll be. All right. Thanks again, Cazz. Hope you enjoyed your week, darling.
Good. See us.
Bye.
I open up my phone on a Monday morning, staring at my screen. I'm tired and a little lonely. Mr. Muskie says some shit that left her angry. Twitter wars and Gaza, man, it's overwhelming. Maybe that's how life becomes when people less important than a profit line. No one cares about your dreams, just pay your tax on time. Keeps rolling. Hold me near to you now. Gender, guns, religion, and abortion rights. You better pick a tribe and hit the other side. Keep scrolling.
Did you see Taylor live?
Man-made virus, watch some millions die. Biggest profit of their lives. Here's inflation, that's your prize. This is Carmageddon. Turn on the news and eat the lies. Kim or Kanye, pick a side. Cancel culture, what a vibe. This is Carmageddon. Corporations swear they never lie. Politicians bribe for life. More and war, it's genocide. This is Carmageddon. Welcome to the chaos of the times. If you go left and I go right, pray we make it out alive. This is Carmageddon. It's Fashion Week, celebs lose ribs. Balenciaga, how's the kids? Just as Drake, he's losing beef. Kendrick killed him in his sleep. This track's about beating up your queen. More women dying doesn't cause a scene. While we're fed all these distractions, kids are killed from Israel's actions. I'ma speak my mind, sick to death of all these crazy lies. A circus for your melodies decline. We just want a peaceful life. Give the people back their rights. And I still got a beef, cause Fauci's laughing and we've been asleep. And who's a liar and it's running deep. Big pharma finna eat, they a devil making weed. Man-made virus, watch some millions die. Biggest profit of their lives. Here's inflation, that's your prize. This is Carmageddon. Turn on the news and eat the lies. Kim or Kanye, pick a side. Cancel culture, what a vibe. This is Carmageddon. Corporations swear they never lie. Politicians bribe for life. War and war, it's genocide. This is Carmageddon. Welcome to the chaos of the times. If you go left and I go